Hey, hi everyone. So we're gonna see how to solve this ab initio use case question. So this is a repeated interview question asked in most MNCs. So here we have given an input as 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need the output to be printed as 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. So I follow these 4 steps to solve this question. So you can directly solve this question if you have proper logic, but if you follow my method, it will be like more easy for you to understand and then to code accordingly. So my method is like 4 steps, and first step would be plan. So you have to plan what is happening, and then you have to design according to your plan, and then you have to follow the strategies. Okay, so if you have multiple strategy that can be used to solve this question, you can use that, and you can tell that in an interview to get a proper, to get a like more developer view. Okay, and you can code that strategy. Okay, so if you're following some next in sequence strategy or some loop strategy, you can code according to that. So my 4 steps are like this. So I'll just uh, guide you through this entire step one by one. So first we'll just plan the transformation. So here according to this plan, so there's nothing but you need to write something on the data transformation. So yeah, so here I we can see that each row. Okay, so we have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. So each row is getting transformed like this. Okay, so 1 is transformed into 1, 2 is transformed into 2, 2. Okay, so if the number is 2, the transformation is twice. Okay, same number twice, just like a padding. Okay, you can either go for pad or you can go for concat. Okay, so like I'm having a plan like, okay, so my plan is to take the input. I'm gonna take the input, and then I'm just have to connect it to data transformation. Okay, like normal component. Okay, you can go for reformat, and then I'm gonna give it to output. Okay, so this would be more efficient and fine approach. So and this is what we need. Okay, so and we are gonna design accordingly. Okay, so this is my plan, and then we are going to design the ETL transformation. So I'm just gonna put the input file. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, so yes, and then I'm just gonna put the uh, data format, and then output. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna connect that. Okay, so input would be connected to reformat, and then to output. Okay, yeah, so I'm just renaming it. Okay, so here this would be input, and this would be output. Okay, fine. So design is over. So according to our plan, so just we are gonna just transform the data. So row level transformation is going to happen here. So for that necessary component is reformat. So we're just designing that. So next, what are the strategies? Okay, so normally, so for if you see the transformation here, 1 is getting transformed in 1, and 2 is like 2, 2, 3 is transformed to 3, 3, 3, and 4 is transformed to 4, 4, 4, 4. So here uh, I want to tell you like 2 strategies here. Okay, so one, so like most probably the methods. Okay, method, you can call this method. So one is using next in sequence. Okay, and another is like you can loop it through the I. Okay, you can take the I variable and you can loop, and you can concat the concat the values. Okay, so you can follow the loop methods. So either you can go for loop, or you can go for while loop. So provided you understand both for loop and while loop in ab initio. Okay, so first we can code accordingly using the next in sequence. Okay, so this one is a easy method. This one is easy, pretty easy, just one line, and then this one you have to declare the for loop, and then you have to increment it, and then you have to do the concat core line, and then you have to print that using out. Okay, so basically here as input is going to reformat, you know the typical format as a reformat, right? So this would be, yeah, so you have a typical, your typical structure here. So here you'll be having code, and then here you, yeah, so this is a typical structure skeleton of a reformat. So we are going to write everything in this area. Okay, yeah, so we are going to write a logic over here. So I'll just tell you conceptual code, so to make you understand, and then to you can try to understand what I am telling you, and then post the course, like you can sit and write, and then you can code accordingly in your tool. Okay, so you can practice that in your tool, and then you can see the expected result. Okay, so first we will just follow the first strategy. Okay, so strategy one. Okay, I'll just tell you method one using next in sequence. Okay, so yeah, yep. Okay, so I'm just take it to the next page. Yeah, so whatever I write here, this will be put here. Okay, you can put this in this lines, and then you can execute the all the like execute all the transformation code. Okay, so if you run, and it will run like for sure in the tool. Okay, so my logic would be, so 1 is transformed to 1 and 2 is transformed to 2. So you have next in sequence going on. Okay, for each row you have a next in sequence getting incremented to 1. Okay, one like you have a next in sequence 1 here and 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. Okay, so this thing is, what you can do is like you can take a temporary variable. Okay, so I'm just writing straightly the core. Okay, and then I will just tell you what are the temporary variables and what type, any is there any typecasting. Okay, so if suppose if you have a input as a decimal, so you have to typecast. Okay, so we'll just see the typecast, and then we just see the core code here. Okay, so temp. Okay, so I'm just doing a string. So basically using the next in sequence, I'm just gonna pad. Okay, so if the input is 1, I'm just gonna pad only one time using next in sequence. If the input is 2, the next in sequence will be 2 for this row. I'll be padding it 2 times for the same data. Okay, so 2 will be padded 2 times. Okay, so I'm just going to do string pad uh, the number. Okay, so I'm taking that as in dot num. Okay, before that I'm just yeah, I'll just take it as data. Okay, and then next in sequence. Okay, I'm just calling out this function, and then I'm just again using the data. Okay, so data here would be, I'm just declaring here. So this is my core line, so I'll be like declaring the data. Okay, so here I'm just doing a typecast. Since the input has given us decimal, I'm just typecasting it to string here. So in dot num. So my input field is a input field is number. You take it as a number, or I'm taking this as a num. So you have a number converted to string using data. So there's a variable here, and then temp variable. So I'm just declaring a temp variable now. Let string. Okay, temp. Yeah, empty string. Okay, yeah, and then here I'm just provide you the, I'll just provide the comments, so that will be helpful for you. Here I'm just typecasting to string. So this is our core logic, and then also you can just directly print. Okay, so you can directly print. Yeah, so you can directly print. So here we have string, so you can typecast to decimal. Yeah, that's it. So you take this code and then you plug it here in the reformat and then you run it. Okay, so this is the first concept. So first method. Okay, yeah, so we'll just see the second method now using a for loop. Okay, so you can try the same thing in a while loop as well. Okay, I'll just you take the same these two. I'll just take these two temporary assignment, and then now I'll just write a for loop code here. Okay, so here in Abinusha, as you know, default assign for the default for loop, you have a default increment. Okay, you don't have to specify the increment. So I'm just for now I'm just giving a variable I variable. So and then I less than equal to in dot num. Okay, so begin. I'm just starting my loop, and then I'm just writing the core code here. So I'm just doing the concat. So I would have given the temp empty string here temp. So I'm concatenating string in the temp with data. Okay, so I'm just putting an end. I'm just taking this print line, and then yeah, that's it. So this is a core logic here, and then this is a for loop. So if you have two, for example, you take two, I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to 2. Okay, for the first one it will append the 2, and then for the when the for loop runs for the second time, your temp it will be get added. Okay, it will concatenate 2 again 2, so it will be 2 2. So this is like these are two methods that I use. So practice this in your tool, and then if you have any doubts, leave that in a comment, and then if you have any other use cases. Okay, so please free to add the comment below. I'll just take your input, and then I'll just solve that, and then I'll just see you in the next video. Okay, so this is my entire thing. So if you want to have this document, please mail me. I'll just ask me in the comments, and then I'll just reply you. Okay, so this is my entire code, and then this is the method I follow. So I follow this plan, design, and then strategy. So I'm going for this action sequence and the for loop, and then I'm just finally coding that in the reformat. Okay, so reformat is fine, and then this is my entire code. So practice that, and then you can easily crack the interview. This is like mostly for a 3+ most probably for 4+ years experience. So you can easily crack this one. So thank you everyone, and then we'll just see in the next use case. Okay, so until then, bye bye.